Hey guys, welcome back to the Magfed Ranch Paintball channel. And today I'm going to be doing a tabletop review of our MR417 Assaulter marker. But before I get into it, guys, let's get the prerequisites out of the way, right? Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, share, and comment. Okay, guys? So as you can see, this is a very faithful clone of the HK417 Assaulter rifle. And starting as always from the butt to the tip, we'll go there and proceed forward. We got an adjustable buttstock here. It matches really close to the the H&K style of buttstock that they have versus kind of the M4 style. It's got multiple, obviously, positions. I think there's more than 7 if I had to guess right. I'll do one of the reviews on this day to see how many positions it has, but it's probably got around 6 adjustables. Speaking of the tank, this tank is a 13 CI tank, 3000 PSI. It's got your air nozzle fitting here to recharge, and also it's got a gauge out here to obviously see how much pressure you got when you go fill it. I really like these tanks, guys. I prefer, real quick, I prefer playing with tanks versus like an airline with a big tank, attached to your back or another pouch or something like that. It just, gives you that mobility. It gives the realism. There's nothing attached to your body that you might get snag on a tree or on a branch or just whatever as you're running around. I get it, with the airline setup, the tank looks a little bit, more realistic. And of course the cheek weld isn't as high. But I think, with the air tank, the way it's set up with this, instead of a remote line, it's just a lot more compact, a lot more realistic. I really like that. We always use a guide rod with all our markers. I just prefer that over the stickers. I just don't like the stickers because, that tank, once you screw it onto the marker, that tank is kind of stuck to this marker at this point, right? Whereas if you use the guide rod and this type of setup, you can pretty much interchange, whichever tank to whichever marker you want to use, right? So you can mix and match if you want to. Now, real quick, before we go into the rest of the marker, the MR417 Assaulter uses the Vulcan, or formerly Milsig, M17 marker as its base, and so it's a little bit different than the T15 style of markers that we've reviewed recently, because it has the heat core system in here versus kind of just your standard paintball marker system. Guys, check out another video where I'll probably do a review of the different systems of the markers that we use. There's pros and cons to the heat core from the Vulcan versus just kind of your standard poppet valve system from the T15. But we'll get that into a different channel. But one thing I really like about the heat core on the M17s is that the consistency from shot to shot is a little bit more consistent versus the T15 markers. Now, there are some cons, but like I said, before I get myself, let's go. That'll be a different video, okay? The MR17 does have a charging handle here as well too. Now, it's not functional like the Mark MR18 or our MR12 that I just recently reviewed, because the heat core doesn't require a bolt, the bolt to be charged manually for the system to air up. So once you start airing up the marker, the bolt automatically charges. Okay, and like I said, we'll talk about that in a different video. On this side, you have your selector switch, as you can see here. Now, the cool thing about the Vulcan, M17, and of course, our MR417 as well, is that it comes with the FA trigger already. So you have the 3 positions on this marker already, mechanical, full auto. So that's kind of cool, right? So you have safe, semi, and you got full auto, okay? So that's cool, I like about that. The grip that we include with our MR is obviously the H&K Clone Correct battle grip here, that we have here. In black. The MR17 does come with a kind of a sling mount here, but that's just kind of the standard little sling mount from your Vulcan system. But the buttstock does have a couple other sling adjustments, attachments that you can attach here as well too. And like I said, guys, you know, when you're playing with a paintball or playing Magfed, I highly suggest a sling because obviously, like I said, you know, these markers, although still very light, but they are comparable to their real life counterparts, you know. So with scopes, with accessories and everything like that, you can, you know, it'll start adding up to like 10 pounds or so, and just carrying that all day. And then of course, if you want to transition to a sidearm, you know, a backup paintball pistol marker or something like that, you want that sling to be able to carry around your body. And plus, like I said, it just looks hella cool. So I definitely recommend a sling setup. Going into the sights, we have the H&K Correct iron sights here. The rear diopter sight does go from like a smaller aperture to a bigger aperture. So if you're trying to go from more of a fine tuning, sighting in your marker to more of a combat aperture, it does have that available here. Okay. The front sight is the the half circle correct H&K sight as well too. Okay. Now this marker unfortunately doesn't have an up and down adjustment, and it doesn't have, well, there is a windage adjustment, a slight windage adjustment on this one, but there's no up and down. So we do sight all of our markers at a 20-yard zero with the iron sights. However, because there is no up and down adjustment on this marker, the 20-yard is going to be a little bit low on this marker. Just FYI, Like I said, I like being honest with you guys. I like trying to explain as much of our markers as possible. I think they're hella cool because we try to reproduce the best clone markers out there, as you guys can see. But, there's some, obviously, deficiencies with the different setups, and trying to make it clone correct, okay? You got a full, obviously, Picatinny rail on top of the marker. Oh, real quick, before I get into the rail, though. The M17, of course, has a paddle release here. And so I do know that the Vulcan M17 just came out with their CQC marker. And I know that has a push button marker, but I just don't like the way, the CQC, it doesn't really resemble, the AR-10, the H&K body style as much. And so I still prefer the M17 to produce these markers. And so it does come with a paddle marker, which isn't 100% clone correct. They will accept both the 12 round or of course 19 round mags. It's kind of hit or miss. Some people say it holds 19, some people say it holds 18, some people say it holds 20. I personally seen it hold 20 in here, and they work really well. That's one thing I will say about the Vulcan system, M17 system. The factory standard 20 round magazine is pretty gosh darn reliable, and just the feed system is really reliable as well too. Okay, but they will take both magazines, as you can see here. We'll talk about the trigger real quick. The trigger on the M17, it could be a little bit better, but like I said, I'll hold off on that. I'll shoot another review, guys, but anybody that's played with the M17, it's just your standard M17 trigger. Oh, real quick as well, on this side as well too, it does have a dust cover. It's not like a realistic looking dust cover, but this dust cover does cover the hopper adapter. So if you guys did want to play with a hopper, I don't know why you would. Like on our channel here and on our markers, we're always promoting first strike rounds and magazine fed. That's the gameplay we're always trying to promote here. So, but if you guys want to use regular paintballs or hoppers, you can have that option to do it. Moving forward, this is what makes the marker super cool. It does come with the clone correct H&K style handguard, right? And like if any of the handguards that are Picatinny rails, you can attach different grips here. We have the H&K correct front grip here, and like I said, the H&K sights. Okay, but yeah, really cool looking marker. Really compact for an M17 as well too. If you guys ever play with M17, they are a little bit bigger than the T15s, and so it's a pretty, like I said, this is a pretty cool marker. I really like this Assaulter build on our MR417 here. But keep going forward here. What's really important about all our markers, guys, all our markers come with rifle barrels meant to be shot with first strike rounds. Just different lengths depending on the build out of the clone. And so on the Assaulter, it is a 12-inch barrel. And so that's what we have, okay? So this is a 12-inch rifle barrel with an A2 style flash hider. And so guys, I'm gonna get into different flash hiders in the future. So we're gonna currently in the works with some, machinists right now to produce some other muzzle devices and muzzle styles for you guys. Because I know, right, you guys are out there like, oh no, that's supposed to come with the H&K style flash hider. Well, just look out for it. We're going to be producing those in the future, okay? But right now, it's going to come with your standard A2, and of course, you can attach, like any, suppressor style that would take with on this muzzle threads, okay, guys? And if you guys have questions as far as what thread pitch and stuff like that is, just comment, and then of course, we'll let you know, okay? Let's see what else on this marker. Oh, so speaking of real quick about sights. Right, so I don't have it right now, but as you guys can see in the back, we can attach your adjustable riser or any other red dots or scopes on this marker as well too. And that's one thing I always mention, because obviously with the cheek weld on these tanks, and of course anytime you guys play paintball with of course a mask, your face is going to sit a lot higher than your standard AR, standard even AR-10 style of marker, right? And so you're going to want that riser to sit a little bit higher, so that way your eyes are in sight with the scope or with the red dot, okay guys? But guys, thank you so much for joining me on another tabletop review. Once again, please subscribe, like, right, share, comment, really try to promote Magfed Paintball out there, push this channel out there, because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to promote this gameplay of ours that I love, and hopefully, build this sport to become a bigger sport. And of course, come over and check out some of my other videos, especially the shooting videos that I'm going to be posting here shortly, okay? See you guys next time. Bye.